Good afternoon, I'm Thor, and this is Getting to Know You, the interview show which brings you closer but not too close to people you might never have otherwise met. I'm here today with the most important guest ever to grace this studio, Ambassador Kanrak of the Cosmic Confederacy, who was introduced to the world at a UN press summit just a few hours ago. As you know by now, world leaders jointly confirmed during that summit after years of growing conjecture that humanity has, in fact, been in formal contact with at least one extraterrestrial civilization for some time now. Ambassador, thank you for taking the time to join us today.
I only got this assignment this morning, so I apologize for my appearance. It will take my physiology a few of your days before I can safely breathe your atmosphere without this cumbersome apparatus.
No apologies are necessary. I have to say that your helmet's resemblance to ancient Egyptian pharaonic masks is striking.
As they say, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
I think we should dive right in with an off-the-cuff question, an icebreaker of sorts. After interacting with literally hundreds of different species in your time as an ambassador for the Cosmic Confederacy, you are uniquely qualified to compare and contrast the various people who populate the local galactic cluster. With that said, what's the weirdest thing about humans?
Are you asking for my personal opinion or an official comment from the Cosmic Confederacy?
I think we'd like to start with your personal opinion, so we can get to know the woman, or entity, behind that mask.
Woman will do just fine. And my answer might not be precisely what you were looking for, but to me, the silliest thing about humans is the growing notion among your people that humanity was uplifted to its current state.
But surely you can understand why many humans might think that. Your government did, after all, admit to directly observing and even interfering with humanity as far back as 100,000 years ago.
More like 80,000, but it's true, we've been watching your kind for a minute, as your youth would say.
Are you saying that in all that time, you never once interfered in a way that would accelerate humanity's biological, sociological, or technological advancement?
Silly humans, of course not. Why would we want yet another advanced society running around?
There's a startling implication in what you just said.
How so?
You can't expect us to believe you just watched us for 80,000 years. We may be little more than upright monkeys, but we aren't that stupid.
Nobody said you were stupid. Far from it. It is the collective opinion of my people that your species possesses a distinctly charming intelligence. Yes, charming is an appropriate word, I think. We would never purposefully modify such an adorable species.
I'm sorry, you think we're adorable?
Oh, definitely.
I don't think we're particularly adorable.
Why ever not?
We war over everything from scarce resources to religion. We pollute every patch of ground we inhabit, poisoning and defiling our beautiful planet with every breath we draw. And we meddle with forces that could destroy our entire world if they fell into the wrong hands. Many eminent philosophers consider humanity a blight on the face of the planet.
You can't possibly fail to see how cute you were just then. You have to know you're doing it.
I don't think this is a laughing matter.
I see that your comics are not the only members of your society who have mastered the art of self-deprecation. Even our younglings delight in your displays of mock sincerity.
Well, I'm glad we can be entertaining. But getting back to my question, if your people didn't uplift us, as according to a poll taken this morning approximately 59% of all humans believe, and if you truly have never interfered in a way which would accelerate humanity's advancement.
You're so close. It's right there on the tip of your nose.
You mean tip of my tongue?
Yes. Tongue. My apologies. I'm still brushing up on your anatomy.
Are you saying that your civilization?
Go ahead and ask. I won't be offended.
Are you saying your civilization actively retarded our development?
In so many words? Yes.
But why?
As I said, there are already more than enough advanced civilizations in the cosmos. The more advanced a civilization becomes, the less distinct it is from all the others. Humans are different from us, and even from each other. We treasure that differentiation, along with your adorable earnestness, of course. Too much of a good thing, and all that.
Well, I'm glad to hear our diversity is appreciated, I guess.
Oh, it most assuredly is. We are very passionate about humans. One time, in the Dlognomsa Rift, an interstellar war even erupted about humans.
Say that again, please.
Oh, it most assuredly is. We are very passionate about humans.
No, the part about a war being fought over humans.
6 separate star systems, who had until then been impeccably well-behaved neighbors, quarreled over how many humans should be lawfully transplanted from Earth. The XQK said the limitations should be lifted altogether since humans breed so rapidly that they would hardly notice a 5% harvest per local annum, but the Amexis insisted that anything above the agreed-upon 1% would destabilize the genetic.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt. You've been taking humans away from Earth for thousands of years?
Of course. But not too many. Thankfully for humanity, the XQKs lost that war, but the price was enormous. Over 1 trillion sentient lives were ended during that brief but bloody conflict.
How long did this war last?
12,000 Earth years.
You call that brief?
Mercifully, yes, and it ended with the Amexis finally winning what you would call a Pyrrhic victory.
Pyrrhic? How so?
Anticipating their imminent defeat, the XQKs blanketed the Amexis cradle world with a cloud of self-replicating carbon and silica microdrones that sequestered all of those elements in 8 of your days, after which targeted gamma-ray bursts from a nearby star effectively sterilized the rest of the star system. With the world of the Amexis' birth transformed into a lifeless tomb, the XQKs destroyed their enemy's primary with a vicious combination of black hole generators and nova bombs.
Sounds like the XQKs didn't screw around.
Indeed. As with all endeavors they undertake, the XQKs seek not only victory for themselves, but to deny victory to any who oppose them. They are a valued member of the Cosmic Confederacy.
You mean, they're still a member nation?
Certainly.
But they annihilated the Amexis.
A gross exaggeration. The Amexis lost barely 6% of their collective biomass in that conflict, and were in a manner grateful that their cradle world would no longer drain resources to maintain in its garden classification. When the proverbial dust settled, the Cosmic Confederacy classified the conflict somewhere between a brisk bloc rivalry and a not uncivilized border dispute. I believe your Michigan versus Ohio State, Yankees versus Red Sox, and Barcelona versus Real Madrid sports rivalries serve as fair comparisons in the eyes of all involved parties.
Did the Amexis forgive the XQKs?
Forgive them? They are eternally grateful for the jolly good show. The two peoples commemorate the affair with festive, enthusiastic pageantry approximately every 12 of your years, in reference to Earth's zodiacal calendar, I should note. It is one of the most observed occasions in the entire Cosmic Confederacy, and may even be adopted as an intergalactic occasion should the votes fall their way in various memorial committees. Some even expect it to eventually supplant the irrational Immaculate Immolation as the most celebrated of all Confederate holidays, though even a human could see such claims are pure hyperbole. No offense.
None taken.
Good. Because nothing could possibly overshadow the irrational Immaculate Immolation as the single most important event ever sponsored by Sapiens. To claim otherwise would be akin to arguing that bacon is not, in fact, the greatest food on earth when even devout vegans insist on flesh-free substitutes to that delicious dish, so even a typical vegan can see how foolish the proposition is.
17% of Earth's population identifies as vegan. I don't think they'll appreciate your characterization.
So you're saying there will be more bacon for me?
Getting back to the thrust of my initial question.
Yes, we retarded your growth and development. We admit it. But just look at yourselves. Can you honestly blame us? It should be illegal to be so cute. Now that I mention it, the importation, keeping and distribution of humans is strictly prohibited in over 600 star systems for that very reason.
Now wait just a damn second. Human civilization hasn't even left Sol and we're already banned in 600 star systems?
Blame the early adopters. Even on Earth, they ruin all the nice things.
I'm sorry, You have to give me a moment. You're saying you actively retarded humanity's development because you thought we were cute the way we were?
Not precisely how I would put it, but close enough for government work. To be fair to us, it's not like we were hiding evidence of our meddling. Even the most incompetent, boneheaded sapient species lacking opposable thumbs don't get stuck in the Stone Age for 300,000 years. Do you have any idea how hard it was to keep you people from developing proper metalworking techniques? Once you saw your first puddle of smelted copper, you were as insatiable as a kitten with a ball of yarn. It took 6 cultural suppression teams to stave off your so-called industrial revolution, and even by bending the rules wherever possible, they barely succeeded until our efforts were halted by the equivalent of a Supreme Court ruling striking down our meddling a few hundred of your years ago.
But, you're comparing us to kittens. Wait a minute, you're saying that to your people, records of human activity are the equivalent of cat videos on YouTube?
There you go being all adorable again. But no, outside of the Caragna's expanse, humans aren't thought of as analogous to kittens. You're more like puppies.
I can't decide if I should be pleased or outraged. But, I guess it's better to be thought of as a puppy than a kitten.
I couldn't agree more.
Still, people have suspected extraterrestrial interference in human history for thousands of years. I think the vast majority of my audience will share my shock at learning the truth is even more bizarre than our weirdest crackpots hypothesized.
The truth is indeed, as even a few humans have observed, often stranger than fiction.
I'm getting the stop sign from the guys with the earpieces, so I think we need to end this segment here. We'll pick back up with the second of our 5-part interview tomorrow afternoon. Before we go, is there anything you'd like to say to the people of Earth?
Yes, indeed. We love humans dearly, and admit it was selfish of us to keep you as you are. But in our defense, your antics are our greatest source of entertainment, and prolonged exposure to humans improves what you would call self-esteem among my people, especially those in their adolescent phase. Studies have conclusively shown that just 5 minutes of exposure to your hilarious misadventures reduces self-termination rates from 30% to just 2% among at-risk demographics. No matter how badly we might fail, or how foolish we might feel, citizens of the Cosmic Confederacy can always bolster our spirits by reviewing records of you cute little humans trying your hardest to solve quaint puzzles like baryon asymmetry, see through the apparent irrationality of pi, or licking your own elbows. In an increasingly dark, frigid universe, humans are a rare beam of adorable warmth, much like your cuddly Care Bears. Therefore, on behalf of my government, I want to assure your audience that no matter what happens, the Cosmic Confederacy will absolutely, unequivocally, and steadfastly stand with humanity now that the dogmatic digital democracy has declared your race an extinction-level public health hazard and dispatched a quarantine fleet to exterminate you. Whether you're lavishly pampered or banned from importation in their locality, all Confederate citizens agree, life just isn't worth living without humans around. So if you're going down, we're going with you.
Wait, what was that about extermination?